For so many years on HSN, this particular product has been quite simply one of Andrew's best sellers and one of HSN's biggest selling products of all time. Every year there is one Today Special, an annual tradition that brings to life the best value, the biggest opportunity on a product that can help in so many areas. Whether it's a sense of well-being or, of course, real energy, giving you that fighting feeling every time you get out of bed on a morning. Whether we're talking about heart, kidneys, liver, or brain, there is a myriad of benefits from Andrew's CoQ10. And today, as one of our 2 Today Specials, you're getting more than ever. It is the only time of the year when Andrew gives us the option. Do we want our CoQ10 or do we want it blended with vitamin D3? And you can do that today for free, F-R-E-E, for the vitamin D3. You could choose the 1000 IU or the 2000 IU. Andrew had a sneak peek of this yesterday with Colleen, and then of course we talked about it at 11 p.m. We've sold thousands already. Here's the pricing. And then we'll get into why this is such a fabulous product and so well received. The price, as we've discussed over the years, continues to go up and up and up. Andrew and the team, I know, work effortlessly to make sure the price stays low, 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 and that's exactly what we've done tonight. Here's the example of the pricing with, I believe, 1000 IU. Guys, you're looking at $414 and change for the 500 caps. That's a one-time-a-year opportunity to get that significant size, a special size. Our price is $189.90. You're saving well more than you are spending. Of course, we could go on. Oh, that was without the vitamin D. This is with the vitamin D3. The price would be $500. Again, you're not charged any extra at $189. If you go for the 2000 IU.
Adam, if I could just show you on that other chart you had, if you go back to that chart, if you look at the price, the normal price, because 240 capsules is the normal large size of CoQ. If you look at that, the 240 capsule, it's $249.90, the normal HSN price. So look at the price on the 500 for today's price. So you're actually saving $60 off of the 240 price, but you're getting 500. So it's not a buy one, get one free. Right. It's a buy one, get one free and save $60. So it's, and this is those once a year opportunities when the quantity of the amount of CoQ10 we bring in, and for us, bringing in the CoQ10 we did, bringing it in early enough, helped us avoid the brunt of this dramatic increase in price that it was experienced with CoQ10. So, and again, also, when we look at what's going on in the world and we look at the nutrient requirements that help us cope best with what's going on in the world, and just looking at what the experts are talking about, certainly vitamin D, vitamin C, full B complex, B12, we need to have healthy nutrient status. And the most important nutrients to have in terms of that healthy status, vitamin D, vitamin C, B complex, B12, are a special form of folic acid. So then, if you just look at those ingredients, buying those ingredients separately would cost more than the price today. So effectively, then CoQ10 becomes free, or you're getting the CoQ10 at a great value, and those ingredients become free. So the Today Special is a great day for this product in particular. It's a product that I'm very proud of, because back in 1984, when no one cared about CoQ10, no one did. And I was sort of the lone voice in the wilderness for the next 10 or 15 years praising CoQ10. And then it finally caught on, and it finally caught on with a vengeance. But it took 10 or 15 years of me singing its praises, talking about the science and talking about its essential nature, that you can't make energy without it. Your cells can't exist without it. It's most concentrated in the most critical organs in your body, but the levels you have when you're young and you're 20, 25 bear no resemblance to the levels you have as you get older, even just 35, 40, let alone 50, 60, 70. So it's an ingredient that if you had a choice, you would never want to age without it. If you read the science I read, you would really never want to age without it. And to think that CoQ10 has become a small fraction today of what it was when I introduced it in 1984. And we're not talking about the difference between dollars in 1984 and dollars today. But if you simply look at the product back then, to get 200 milligrams of CoQ10 back then, it would have cost about $2 per capsule per 200 milligrams. So today, I think it ends up being about 40 cents or less than 40 cents, about 30 cents or so. So it's about 1/6 the price of what it was. Well, if you look back there, that $189 investment compared, I didn't even see you doing that, Adam, is $1,300. So it's kind of exciting to see that something so important, we've only made the formula more comprehensive, added more things in it, and it's a tiny fraction of the cost that it was about 10 or 15 years ago. So that's an exciting opportunity.
It's a desert island product for me. I would not go a day without it. I look forward to taking it. I feel better when I take it. It's something that I never realized could have such a big impact, and I know I'm not alone. I mean, we're talking 4,000 reviews online at hsn.com. If you strive for that youthful feeling where really you've got the energy, this gives you the energy. And I want to reiterate so everybody understands, when you place your order tonight, you can choose just the CoQ10. Or you can choose it with 1,000 or 2,000 IU of vitamin D3. There's been a lot of talk, certainly over recent months, about the importance of supplementing, as there has always been on vitamin D3. But if you choose to go with it blended in, it is free. You're not spending any extra. So it's like you're getting, you know, your CoQ10 with the vitamin D3 and then with so many other things as well. That's where most people are heading in our early pre-sales. And we've already sold well over 8,000 at this stage. So we're busy. Andrew, for a lot of us, whatever the case may be, time in our lives, our age, the situation that we're in, stress, anything that we're going through, when we feel tired and fatigued, and many of us feel that every single day. I certainly did. Working these crazy hours all over the place on HSN, I felt like I had no energy. It was all too easy to reach for a sugary drink or to reach for something, to reach for caffeine again and again and again. That is not the best way to go.
And when you think about how our body works, and when you look at the critical components that our body requires to do that work, and then we think about how we live and the stress that we have to endure. Yeah. When the world and life is going well, life is still about contending with stress. When we think about the world we're living in today, life is certainly about contending with stress. And then when you think about something like the most popular drugs prescribed in America, statin drugs to lower cholesterol. As effectively as statin drugs lower cholesterol, they absolutely, unequivocally, scientifically proven lower your CoQ10 levels.
Right.
That's why one of the most common side effects of statin drugs, I think top of the list, muscle soreness and tenderness, because CoQ10 is highly concentrated in your muscles because your muscles have to produce energy. Also, one of the most common side effects is confusion, brain fog, things like beta blockers. Beta blockers are prescribed typically for hypertension, high blood pressure, also for cardiac arrhythmias, for different types of arrhythmias, such as atrial fibrillation, things like that. But beta blockers also lower your CoQ10 levels. Right. The most commonly prescribed drugs for osteoporosis or osteopenia, for skeletal issues, problems with the skeleton. Again, lower levels of CoQ10. So it's no surprise that the most common side effects with the use of those drugs is fatigue. You can't make energy without CoQ10. And rather than reaching for a stimulant, which just stimulates your central nervous system, right, the way I look at it, if we have 100 trillion cells in our body, and the key to the production of energy in those cells is a molecule called CoQ10, and CoQ10 is limited by so many things, just including the simple aging process, let alone stress, poor diet, the medications I talked about, alcohol consumption, smoking. Virtually everything we do can reduce our CoQ10 levels, simple passage of time. So when you deliver that CoQ10, the benefits, the list of benefits that you could experience when you get the levels of CoQ10 that are those more youthful levels of CoQ10, that's when we get to experience not just a change in the energy level we perceive, and that energy level we perceive is a result of the collective improvement and efficiency of functioning of all the cells in our body and our key organs. So again, I think energy is not about stimulating our central nervous system. I think energy is all about just giving a better tool to every single one of the 100+ trillion cells in our body. What is that? That's not 100 million, not 100 billion. That's 100 trillion. So it's really an opportunity to make a profound difference in how you feel and how your body functions. And this is an ingredient that, as much research was really rolling in 30 years ago, it's rolling in even more today.
You know, many of you know I certainly have a lot of great Andrew Lessman products that I take every day, like Essential One, for example, like the Friendly Flora. But I will tell you, the one that absolutely has had the biggest impact on my life is CoQ10. No, I don't know why I didn't do it sooner. I honestly don't know why I didn't do it sooner. I never realized the actual difference it could make in my daily life, and I'm not alone. There are 4,000, nearly 4,000 reviews in total, 3,400 perfect 5 stars, where people talk about, you know, I wrote it here, more focused, better memory. One lady wrote, gives me an edge, and I thought that was a wonderful way to describe it, that it gives you an edge. So for all the money in the world, to me, it's priceless as to how it's made me feel. And for me personally, the dramatic impact it's had on my life. What I'm thrilled to see, and I always stock up on the Today Special like I know many of you do, because the value is the best, the pricing is the best, the flex pay is the best, the free shipping and handling is there. You know, I ordered mine already. If you're ordering tonight, as now, I mean, we are at this stage, I don't even know, so many thousands, over 10,000 sold. You can choose.
We're running at the large size is already getting compromised.
And because Andrew's got the inside scoop. Is that the case, Andrew, already?
I was told that before we went on air, that we're running way ahead of schedule on the largest size of the 2,000 and 1,000. Of course, the one with the free vitamin D is the most popular. So the 2,000 most, that it will be the one that runs out, even though we have the most of that, that'll be the one that runs out first, and the large size, and the 1,000 IU in the large size, both.
And just to show you that pricing, because most people at this stage obviously going for the free vitamin D3, because why not? I mean, you might as well get it blended in if it's there. If you choose the 2,000 IU, which is the one I went for, again, all sizes are available. This is what the price would be, okay? $511.98. I mean, this is a pretty penny. It's not cheap, folks. $189.90. Well, now we're really getting a lot more affordable, saving significantly more than you're spending. Andrew pointed out as well, look at you see here, $189. On a normal day, you'd spend $256 on the 240. So buy one, get so much more, and then save even more money. It really is a remarkable difference. But Andrew, it's not just the value, it's not just the cost. If we put this up against the CoQ10 products that you and I can find in the supplement stores up and down this great country, or in the big box stores, you simply can't compare the two.
No, there's no comparison. And first of all, the most important thing we do is, yes, we kind of put CoQ10 up on a pedestal, but putting it up on a pedestal doesn't mean that you leave it all by itself.
Right.
Putting it up on a pedestal means that you're supporting it by all of the other components that the biochemistry in your body, that this ingredient requires. So there's a reason why this is a virtually perfectly reviewed CoQ10 product, because when you get our CoQ10, you're getting the world's best, B12 supplement, which methylcobalamin. The typical B12 out in stores is an ingredient, cyanocobalamin. Talk about worst. It's synthetic B12. It's when your body metabolizes it, it liberates cyanide, which, yes, cyanide's a poison. It's kind of happens in certain foods and things like that, but it shouldn't happen in your supplement. So you're getting the world's best B12 in this supplement as well, methylcobalamin. You're getting the world's best folic acid that you won't find in any supermarket, any pharmacy, 5-MTHF methyl tetrahydrofolate. Unfortunately, that ingredient costs about $50,000 a kilogram. Wow. That's $50,000 a kilogram. A kilogram is about 2 pounds. So about $20,000 a pound. But in order to make this product the very best CoQ10 product in the world, I have to make sure that we are supporting it with all of the full constellation of ingredients that it requires to deliver its remarkable benefits. And that's why I think it's 86% of the reviews are 5-star reviews. Mm-hmm. About 96% of the reviews are positive reviews. Mm-hmm. And again, I go to great lengths. This is an ingredient that we have had for 36 years to continue to improve this formula every single time we deliver it. And CoQ10 is something that you can't live without it. everyone watching me has CoQ10 in every cell in their body, or those cells aren't living. So CoQ10 is absolutely essential for the energy production that fuels the life that we all love and we all experience. But as we get older, like everything, things suffer. Our body struggles to produce the CoQ10 we need. And the way we live in this modern society, all it does is compromise that ability to produce the CoQ10 that we need to protect ourselves from the lives that we live in, the world we live in. So it really is a great opportunity. You could justify it one or two ways. CoQ10 on its own at a little more than 30 cents for the 200 milligrams is an incredible bargain. Yeah. Or to get a separate vitamin C, a separate vitamin D, a separate B complex with our incredible B12 and methyl folate in there, all of those, that would be worth the price of entry. So whatever way you look at it, you're getting the most comprehensive CoQ10 product on the market at the greatest value, no additives, 100% pure, will never upset your stomach, will always be easy to swallow. It's a one-of-a-kind experience in terms of CoQ10, and there could be no better whatever constellation of ingredients that you could deliver to support us and what your doctors are recommending and what the medical and health experts are recommending, to support what we're doing in terms of diet and lifestyle, to support us during this incredibly difficult time for our country and for our world. And that really is what these ingredients are all about, supporting the systems in our body that nowadays need all the help they can get.
And just incidentally, you can put a cost on that, you can put a price on it. We did it right here, breaking it out with the vitamin D3, the vitamin B12, the vitamin C. It's 97 and another 97 and another 66. So you've got so much extra in there if you are buying these separately, supplementing them separately, or of course you buy it all together in the most comprehensive, most powerful, most potent CoQ10 product in the world today. It's not a question of, well, should I get this one or the other brand? No other brand compares to what Andrew has here tonight on HSN, and that's always been the way. We talk about Andrew introducing this into the United States, being that sole voice, that one voice, who was really excited to share the research, the science, the benefits, and that's what it is.
In fact, when I introduced this, obviously CoQ10 we're getting from a company in Japan in 1984, and so I had to convince them to send me a small amount in an envelope. It was really an ingredient just used for science and research. No one was putting it in supplements. So I had to get it sent to me specially, and I was making very small amounts of supplements back then. But I knew from the science, because I've spent my time reading the science, reading the research, that this was a life-changing, life-giving ingredient. And so since 1984, it has been my key ingredient. And here we are now, 36 years later. It still is my key ingredient. It is our most popular Today Special by far. And we only do it once a year. But because we do it once a year, we get all sorts of special economies on production in acquiring the CoQ10 and the raw materials. And that's the incredible savings that you get to experience this one day.
I do want to ask as well, everybody watching at home, to definitely shop a little earlier today. Not only are we getting limited in some of the larger sizes with the vitamin D3, but tonight we don't have the luxury of time. Normally we would have perhaps the full hour, but we have a second Today's Special to get to. That's of course Choco Nouveau. So we don't have a lot long in this presentation. Andrew, it's as important today, as you just said, as it has ever been in the past. You just said life-changing, and that really is, I mean, how I would sum this up. All the reviews in the world, you could read them all and be inspired by those reviews, but it's that personal experience. Forget HSN a second. If I was just, out and I met somebody at home and you said, well, what's good on HSN? What should I buy? I would say you got to get a CoQ10 from Andrew Lessman, because this thing will change your life.
And what's interesting about what you were just saying about experience, and it's funny that thanks to Muriel, I now speak French the same as English. And one of the funny things, you always have words in French and English that are sometimes very similar, sometimes very different, sometimes very confusing. But the word in French for experiment is expérience, experience. So it's kind of funny. When you think in terms of an experiment, it's an experience. And so the way I look at it, the only experiment that counts is your own. and that will be your expérience, that'll be your experience.
Right.
So it's a product that's worthy of that trial. And again, it's a bargain for what's in the product, but it's not a cheap product, I understand that. But because it comes with a money-back guarantee all the way till the end of January, and I would never, ever even contemplate anyone keeping my product if it didn't deliver. And I know this product delivers. It will deliver the vitamin D levels you require, the BComplex and B12 that typically can't absorb from other supplements at all, our special form of vitamin C that won't upset your stomach, and then the world's best CoQ10. So all of these, and you're getting it for a little more than 30 cents a capsule, when 36 years ago, it would have cost you 5-6 times more than that. So it really is a great value. I just want to show some charts here that just first give a sense of the comprehensive nature of the product. So it's not just our natural CoQ10, right, which of course ours is natural, but you get a choice if you like either no vitamin D or 1,000 or 2,000 IU. Then you get the equivalent of our separate 100 microgram vitamin B12. We have a separate product of that, so you get it here for free. Then you get 300 milligrams of our non-acidic vitamin C. We have a separate vitamin C that's 500 milligrams. So you're getting 60% of that separate vitamin C. Then a full B complex, including our special methyl folate. You're getting biotin at higher levels than typical multivitamins at 50 micrograms. So it really is like a multivitamin, and it's a multivitamin that's really designed for the times we're living in. And just to give a sense, a lot of people think they get CoQ10 from their diet. CoQ10 doesn't come in any kind of significant amounts at all from plants. So CoQ10 is, you're going to have to eat basically organ meats to get a good amount, but to be the equivalent of one capsule, you're eating over 2 pounds of pork heart, or about 3 pounds of chicken heart, wow, or about 3.5 pounds of chicken liver, or 4 pounds of beef heart, or 10 pounds of beef liver. And mind you, the things we might have, like a chicken thigh or canned tuna, you're having to eat on a daily basis 28 pounds, 35 pounds. So basically, what that informs is that the typical amount of CoQ10 that the average American gets is between, from their diet, is between 2 and 5 milligrams daily. 2 and 5 milligrams daily. Mind you, we burn through about 500 milligrams of CoQ10. Our body can produce hopefully 100, 200 milligrams a day. It's up to us to make up that difference, and that's what supplementation is all about. So supplementation is not about making up for something that doesn't exist. It's making up for an ingredient that is abundant in our youth, that becomes scarce as we get older, and is not available from even the healthiest diets. In fact, the healthiest diet contains even less CoQ10, unfortunately.
Well, Andrew, I did just get an update from HSN HQ, and they let me know that with 15,000 now reserved, for those that are wanting the CoQ10 without the vitamin D3, we have about 3,000 left currently before that option is gone. So I would encourage you to please shop early on this. We only have 15 minutes left before we move on to our Choco Nouveau today's special, but we've touched on a lot of things. The value is amazing, and obviously if you choose it with the vitamin D3, you're not spending any extra. It's free of charge. One of the most expensive supplements in the whole line from Andrew is of course the CoQ10, but it's worth every single penny. $5.11 and change is what you would pay, $189.90 if you're able to order it today. So the saving, I mean, this is a whopping saving. It's $322. So it really is significant. You know, earlier we were talking about feeling tired all the time, having no energy, having no zest for life, right? And I think a lot of us can certainly feel that and understand that and appreciate that feeling. It's not a nice feeling. You don't have the energy to go about the day and do the things that you want to do in the way you used to do them. Folks, this for me changed everything. Now, it might be age-related changes, it might be stress, it might be a million different things. But this, for me, gave me more energy. It gave me more get up and go, and it changed everything. So from an energy standpoint, instead of another cup of coffee or a sugary drink to get that artificial, you know, kind of that high as it were, this is an authentic and natural and real and pure way to get that energy that is sustainable, that really makes you feel good every time. But not only that, as Andrew just said, It's energy, it's your immune system. Andrew, it's like it's every part of your body benefits.
Well, the highest concentrations when we're young, and unfortunately those concentrations dwindle as we get older, of CoQ10 are found in the most critical organs in our body: our heart, our brain, our liver, our pancreas, our kidneys. And not only does CoQ10 play a vital role, it's kind of, when you look at Mother Nature's blueprint or our God-given blueprint, when you look at that and you see CoQ10 is critical for the energy that all of these organs require to take care of themselves, to do the work we require to be healthy. At the same time, CoQ10 is among the most critical and protective molecules. So on one hand, you can't make energy without it. You can't do the work that organ performs without it. On the other hand, CoQ10's mere presence also is protective. So there's this kind of a two-edged sword. So as you start running low on CoQ10, and it cuts both ways, not only do we produce less energy, not only do we feel fatigued, not only do our organs not work as well as they used to as those CoQ10 levels go down, but the absence of CoQ10 also has a negative impact in terms of our organs' ability and our tissues' ability to protect themselves. And they all have to protect themselves. Existence is harsh. Life is kind of harsh. So being alive as a cell requires that you battle against that which isn't. So it's a process that CoQ10 is absolutely critical and essential to. And if I have some great charts here, I think I have some reviews, I think I have some science. If we could look at those quickly. There we go. Oh, let me just line these up better. So, superior formula. Stunned at the difference this product makes in my energy level and overall feeling of well-being. And feeling of well-being is what you hear, whether it's more positive outlook, whether it's just being, not being fatigued. Plus my gums no longer bleed when I floss. Oh, by the way, if you want an ingredient that I always say when people ask me an ingredient for healthy teeth, healthy oral care, healthy gums, healthy ears and hearing to support the hearing as we age, it's CoQ10. So CoQ10 is just that wonderful protective molecule, the benefits of which are observed virtually in every system in our body. Andrew always delivers. I love all of Andrew's products. He never disappoints me. I especially love his CoQ10. It's an essential product for me. I can take it on an empty stomach with no problems at all. And the benefits from taking this are just wonderful. Andrew's CoQ10 is like no other. And blood work has proven that to me. I have been taking it for about 2 years and will never be without. And again, I was reading the science on this today, the latest published science, and virtually no system, no issue, whether we're talking about blood pressure, blood sugar, whether we're talking about blood lipids, cholesterol level, virtually triglyceride levels, virtually none of those things escape the healthy support of CoQ10. Whether it's the health of our eyes, as I said, hearing, the gums in our mouth, our teeth. I give Lincoln about 1/4 of a capsule of this every single day with his lunch. Right. Same with Marcel. Keeps you going. And by the way, Lincoln just had the best blood work imaginable, so I was very excited about that because he's 12 and a half years old, and his blood work was virtually perfect.
Wonderful.
So it's more exciting than if I had good blood work, that my dog had good blood work. Keeps you going with it. I thought I had to share. I know when I don't have any energy is when I don't have CoQ10. And that's kind of a scientific fact of life. It helps me get through my toughest part of the day in the afternoon. My partner and sons love it as much as I do. I can't imagine being without CoQ10. None of us could. We wouldn't be alive without CoQ10. It's just a question whether we're willing to live with the dwindling amounts and the impact of those dwindling amounts that comes as we age and as we live in this very stressful world. I feel so much better. I first ordered the CoQ10 capsules 5 years ago. I've been taking them daily ever since. About two hours after I took my first capsule, I had the best and longest workout since turning 50. I'm now in my late 50s, and prior to taking these vitamins, I had been noticing a decline in my workout endurance. Among other benefits, I'm able to complete the elliptical and weight training. My mood has improved. Highly recommend. Perfect formula. I didn't know how important CoQ10 was until Andrew Lessman explained it. I was low on vitamin D according to an annual doctor visit, so I ordered CoQ10 with vitamin D3 2000. Now it's part of my daily vitamins. You have helped so many of us with your safe vitamins and minerals. And of course, our products are safe and pure, because the first rule in any area of healthcare is first, do no harm.
Right.
So we just want to deliver you benefits. We don't want to do any harm. We don't want to cause any problems. Part of my health routine, this is an essential part of my wellness routine. I've done lots of research on the product, and I've found Andrews to be the best. I've been taking it for several years. On my most recent wellness exam, my physician, after discussing my weight loss, diet choices, supplements I take, and the rest of all my numbers, blood pressure, cholesterol, et cetera, exclaimed, how does it feel to be in charge of your health? Well, it feels wonderful. Thank you, Andrew. Wow.
Andrew, I know you can't see this because you're in Aspen right now. I wish you were here, but one of the things that I'm able to see is that there are 1,000 people shopping for this at this moment in time. And all that means, and the only reason that matters to anybody right now, is that to be this busy at midnight here on the East Coast shows me how busy this will be in the early hours of the morning. Come lunchtime, these will be selling very rapidly. In fact, if you want the CoQ10 without vitamin D3, we're down to the final couple thousand before it's sold out. So I can see what's going on here with what everybody's thinking. I would encourage you to get your selection, your choice done as soon as you can. Please remember, if you want it with vitamin D3, you're not spending any more money at all. It's a free extra. It's the only time of the year where it's blended into the formula. Just understand, as we look at this pricing, tomorrow, the pricing, if purchased separately, would be, this. It would be $511.98. So the reason why 1,000 people are shopping at midnight is because they're getting it for $189.90 if they go for the special size, and of course saving $322 and change. Can you buy CoQ10 in other places? Of course you can. But hopefully we've demonstrated tonight that this is on a different level. It's totally in a different league to every other CoQ10 product out there. I take great pride in kind of saying this, and I know I get very animated, but it's an important product. And when something has worked so significantly, personally, I do want to share it with everybody because it has for me. I go back to what that lady said. She said it gave her an edge. No more feeling tired all the time. I was the same. I had no energy. I had no energy. This is my little secret. Right, this is what I take every single day. For me, it gets me through the day because, everybody does a normal day and then I come to work and my real day begins. Andrew, I say all this because I mean it so heartfelt, and I mean it because it's important to me. It's an amazing product.
No, and I appreciate that, and I know how sincere. And it's an ingredient. It's a product that once you try it, I think we all want to sing its praises. And it's not that my CoQ10 is magic. We make sure we get the world's best CoQ10. But then, as I said before, that's only the beginning of making a great CoQ10 product. Because when you recognize the importance of CoQ10 and you recognize the multitude of roles that it's involved in your cells, in terms of energy production and other processes, you can't just leave it alone. It needs to have its supporting cast. And that's what makes ours unique, is our supporting cast is more comprehensive, our supporting cast is higher quality, and our supporting cast comes from 36 years of experience, 41 years of experience making vitamins, but 36 years of experience from the first CoQ10 product that I made. I make myself feel old. I normally don't feel old, but I make myself feel old when I say I've been making vitamins for 41 years and that I made my first formula with CoQ10 36 years ago. So it's an opportunity to experience CoQ10 the way CoQ10 deserves to be experienced. It's remarkable. It's remarkable because it's all about life. We're not living without CoQ10 moving around the electrons that is the life that we lead. It's sort of weird to think of that the energy you're experiencing while you're watching me, the energy I'm experiencing while I'm sitting here, all of that energy is the result of CoQ10 moving electrons in the mitochondria of our cells. it's kind of a little strange to think about it in those terms. But that's what our energy is, and that's why when we take drugs like statin drugs, or we take a beta blocker for cardiac arrhythmias or high blood pressure, whether we take bisphosphonates for osteoporosis or osteopenia, whether we take antidepressants, tricyclic antidepressants, these drugs all impact CoQ10 synthesis, so it's no wonder. It's not you or your fault that you're feeling fatigued. It's a natural consequence of the biochemistry of that medication. It's also a natural consequence of the biochemistry of aging, that we produce less CoQ10 as we get older, and CoQ10 is a rate-limiting molecule in terms of energy production. So less CoQ10, less energy production. We experience less energy. And I had another chart here. I had a whole bunch of charts here, but this was kind of a fun one from current neurovascular research. And it was just looking at CoQ10's impact on different animal species that were supplemented. And it was reported that animals supplemented on CoQ10 may reach a significantly longer mean lifespan, 11.7% higher, a significantly higher maximum lifespan, 24% higher, and increased learning capacity than non-supplemented animals, suggesting that a long-term supplementation with a small dosage of CoQ10 may represent a good anti-aging therapy. Yes, human beings. Bad news is we're all animals. We are sort of at the top of the food chain, but we are animals, and so that kind of science is a really compelling communication to anyone who is eating or doing whatever they might be doing to try to improve the quality of their life, the quantity of their life. This has to be the absolute foundation of an anti-aging strategy. And certainly some people might argue whether vitamin D is more important. Well, with my CoQ10, you get vitamin D for free. So some might even say vitamin C, as much as it's an old standby, they still say vitamin C is where it all starts. Well, with my CoQ10, you get that for free. And then in terms of energy production, they might say, well, B12 is really the limiting factor in energy production. Well, I have a B12 that others don't have that's orally absorbable, meaning you don't need to get a shot. You could swallow it in a capsule and you'll get your B12. So my CoQ10 is really the most common sense, the most scientifically logical CoQ10 product you could ever contemplate taking. And as I've said before, these are unusual times. These are unprecedented times. And if there's one product I make that really is well designed for these unusual, unprecedented times, it's this product. And it was difficult for me to hold off making this available until it's scheduled Today Special here in October. But this is one of those products that it's been a Today Special in October for a couple of decades. So we felt it was good to at least keep that consistent thing while everything else in our world seems to be changing.
Today is the day for you to give it a go, and so you can experience it as well. Remember, it comes with that extended return policy till the end of January of next year to make your mind up. But we take great pride in sharing with you that there's 3,400 perfect 5-star reviews. The majority of reviews are perfect. And Andrew, in this world, to get that level and that number of people to say that is remarkable. And especially, you're not talking about 3,500 5-star reviews out of, say, 10,000, which still wouldn't be bad. You're talking about 3,500 5-star reviews out of a little over 4,000. So close to 90% of the reviews are 5-star reviews. That's unusual for any product, just because human nature is to find flaws in things. Human nature is to have a differing opinion. So it just gives you a sense that when we follow the science as religiously as I do, that when we follow it that religiously, the results are consistent and the experience is consistent, because as much as we might think differently, feel differently, look differently, our biochemistry is all the same. So if I deliver on that science, on that biochemistry, the experience is going to be uniformly and consistently positive, and that's why it's almost 90% 5-star reviews. Well, it's the biggest Today Special of the year as we celebrate 24 years of Andrew Lessman. I know we've got to wrap this up, but I want to show you that pricing one last time. The reason why 1,000 people are still ordering, and folks, if you are on hold, Please bear with us. I promise you we will get to you momentarily. Obviously, a couple of these options are getting limited even in the opening launch tonight, so it's an exciting time to shop. 30, 60, 120, 240, or the 500. I mean, a premium product over $511 is what you would spend when the today's special is over. If you're able to order it today, $189.90. I mean, significant savings. $322.08 is what goes back into your pocket by saving and shopping today. Thank you for all of your calls. I hope you love it. I'm so confident you will. Now, I said that this was an abbreviated presentation because we got to go over there. That was today's special number 1. Our second today's special, and this is a goodie. I always love when we do Choco Nouveau. I love chocolate, and if you do too, especially if